We about to jump into part 3 of the creepiest, strangest, scariest TikToks in the world. It's the alien edition, man. You know what I'm saying? TikTok compilation of so many different individuals from different backgrounds. We got military leaders, people in the CIA, religious leaders. We got so many regular people, so many different accounts of the same thing. It makes you wonder. Hey, this is scary on so many levels. First of all, if it's real, what the fuck? If it's fake, what the fuck? Is AI making this hideous? This shit looks crazy.
The pygmy gray aliens from the Zeta Star system.
Shoot it again. It's already dead! How the fuck? Get out of Get out of here, Mike! Get that!
Either they got a whole family of Grammy Award-winning actors and actresses, or shit just went down. And from the shrillness that I heard in them women's voice, from the authenticity of the voices, I would say something went down that night, man. And this footage is just getting out. It's probably really old footage that's just leaking.
This man talked to a real-life alien and got it all on camera.
In a leaked video that emerged on the internet, an alleged encounter between a man and an extraterrestrial being took place at an undisclosed location within a secret base in the United States.
This has got to be the realest footage I've ever seen before.
During the nighttime.
The realest looking.
Due to the video's quality, the specific surroundings remain unidentified. It is believed that this encounter took place in 2017, although no official confirmation from the government has been provided. The video begins with a man standing a short distance away from what appears to be an extraterrestrial being, commonly referred to as a gray. Both individuals face each other and maintain eye contact for several moments. The extraterrestrial's physical features resemble typical depictions of grays: a hairless, pale grayish skin tone, large dark eyes, and a slight frame. The man remains calm throughout the encounter, showing no signs of distress or fear. Their interaction appears to be nonverbal, as no audible communication is captured in the leaked video. Despite this, their body language seems engaged and focused. The man and the extraterrestrial being exchange glances, perhaps attempting to convey meaning or understanding to one another. It is worth noting that any interpretation of their interaction remains speculative due to the lack of context provided. After a brief period of visual engagement, the man and the extraterrestrial reach out and...
If this isn't real, this is some of the best CGI I've ever seen. Let me know what you think in the comments. And
whatever it is, type in all caps. Stay with.
So you're saying there's an entire country we don't know about?
What if I told you there's a part of the Earth no one's ever seen? At least, not the people you know. Everyone's stuck believing the Earth is this perfect little globe where sure, you just stroll in a circle, and boom, you're back where you started. Cute idea, right? But tell me, why don't we just cross Antarctica? Oh right, because nobody ever has. You think it's just this cold, useless slab of ice at the bottom of the world, but that's the lie. Antarctica? It's not just land, it's a wall, a barrier. It locks us inside the tiny part of the Earth we think we know. And what lies beyond, that's where things get interesting. The people in power, they know what's on the other side. They make sure you stay clueless like good little sheep, believing you live on 7 continents. But you've got no idea what's out there. Whole continents, oceans bigger than the Pacific, and humans who have lived beyond that ice wall for centuries were nothing more than their experiment, caged inside this small, controlled space. That's the real reason no one lets you explore Antarctica. They don't want you wandering too far, because once you cross that ice, you'd realize we're not in charge of this world at all.
You know, this one actually pissed me off. Like, I wish we would all just got together and just went on strike until we got some footage, some answers, you know what I'm saying, were opened up. Like, I just wish we all stand together and be like, we're not taking this shit no more. We're not going to work. We're not paying our bills. We're not doing anything. But, you know, they might kill us all for that, you know what I'm saying? Who knows? It might be out of our control, but I wish it was something I can do.
Information is okay. One is the fallout. They've lied to us. It's the number one thing, but nobody would be surprised by that, really. The other thing is, you know, then the real questions start. Well, what kind of information do you have? What kind of technology do we have? Well, God, we built these 53 UFO craft. You did? Let me see. Boom, there they are. How did you pay for these things? Well, that's sticky. The sale of drugs. That's how they've been building these things. Some of it came from Black Ops money, but a lot of it came from the sale of drugs. And I don't think anybody on the planet doesn't know that the CIA is doing this. And the minute, right. And the minute they come out with this, what do you think is going to happen in the streets when people find out that the drug problem, the drug war that we can't win, is our own government doing it? Whoops. Civil war. It'll happen overnight. Overnight. The police will be the first ones to, you know, I mean, they're out there in the streets every day dealing with this energy, getting shot by drug addicts, by pushers, by the whole shebang, you know, and something they can't win because it's our government bringing the stuff in. We have AWACS, satellites, Coast Guard, Air Force, Navy, Border Patrol. You can't get a mosquito in here unless it's supposed to be here.
Who are victims of domestic violence, a Webster family who lost a loved one has been pushing for the change. Anchor investigated.
I know I'm not fucking tripping. Did you guys just see that fly fucking appear in her eye? It literally appeared out of nowhere. What the hell? And then when the fly falls from her eye, you can hear her go. And then she just continues talking like nothing happened. Like she didn't just swallow a fly on live television that appeared out of her eyeball. I don't know what it is. Is it a reptilian? I don't know.
I don't know if the fly was living in her eyelashes. They probably fake eyelashes, and then they woke up and then they said, oh, it's nap time over, and fell out. I don't know if it flew right there before we caught it on the camera. I don't know if it came out of her eye socket on some weird shit. That shit is weird.
An Instagram account captured what appears to be Till Lindemann from Ramstein shape-shifting his eyes into a reptilian form. I first saw this in Contactor RV1. This is the video. So in this video, you can actually see him, you can see normal eyes, and then here you go, right? So I thought that this could be fake, I mean like not from the original video. So I went over to the original video in the concert in Paris, 2017. Indeed, you can find this in 30 minutes and 22 seconds. Well, I'm gonna play the original video, and you guys tell me what you think. Let's take a look at the original video. Right now. So pay attention, you got his eyes pretty normal, right? And then, boom, what the heck? I'm gonna zoom in and replay the video. Pay very close attention. What is going on here, guys? Look at that. Oh my gosh. I want to know your thoughts. Is this the real deal or is it maybe fake CGI? You tell me.
Folks, we got another reptilian shapeshifter caught on live TV. Look at those teeth! This man's evil. I don't know who he is. He's evil. Want more proof that lizard people or reptilians are real? Check out this video.
Honestly,
Link in bio.
these days, I've been seeing more evidence that they exist and then they don't. And also, if they tell you what they're doing or show it in plain sight, then they don't have to deal with karma in the back end. And that's a lot of what I've been seeing, because this whole series and whole YouTube videos and whole books on this, and it's irrefutable. Like, it's nothing to go back and say, oh, that's fake. Like, that's not real. It's all database, factual.
I went too deep. Have you heard of the prison planet theory? Well, guess who just learned about it? Yeah. I didn't sleep last night. I did not sleep last night, and if you keep watching this, you're probably not going to sleep either. So here I am, minding my own business on Reddit when I found Escaping Prison Planet. And for the next 3 hours, I dove too deep. Here's the gist of it. Essentially, we're all trapped here on Earth. We're all trapped here, and everything we know about, like all the religions that believe in reincarnation, all these different things, yeah, we keep coming back to this Earth because there are astral beings that are harvesting our energy, and they are trapping us here. Sounds crazy, right? Sounds crazy. Well, let's get into the details. Apparently these beings that are controlling us are these reptilian beings that you always hear about. Well, let's dive into it, In Jainism and Hinduism, they have Nagas, half human, half serpent. The Aztec Empire talked about a serpent-like god that they called Quetzalcoatl. And don't tell me if I pronounced it right or wrong. I don't care, okay? Surely, 2 instances, right? This is just a coincidence. African shamans talk about the Shitari, and it is a race of reptilian beings. The Hopi Indians in North America had the Sheti, which translates to snake brothers. Chinese, Japanese, and Korean legends all talk about the Kappa. And Gnostic texts, which, if you don't know about the Gnostics, Gnosis just means knowledge, and basically what the Gnostics believed was after Christ died, you have to have particular knowledge that would save you. Well, the Gnostics, yeah, they believe in archons, which are parasitic entities that feed off of us. We're doing okay? We doing okay? So the question is why? What are these beings doing? Why are they here? Apparently, they have been involved from the foundations of human history in manipulating us, creating this soul trap, harvesting our energy. And what this theory proposes is essentially that light a tunnel that many people have talked about that have had near-death experiences or death experiences. Yeah, it's just to trick us, to essentially wipe us clean, send our souls back, and start the process again. So every major form of religion talks about how we have a soul. Well, we are a soul. We have a body, right? This body is essentially a rental car. And these beings, what they feed off of, what the energy they feed off of is this low vibrational energy. So whether it's stress, whether it's fear, whether it's contention, pain, grief, jealousy, rage, all of it, anxiety, that's what they feed off of. And so they manipulate and they toy with us and they do all these things to create this energy. Now, I don't know if this is true, but that kind of describes the world we live in. Kind of describes it pretty damn well. I mean, look what Tesla says. He says, if you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. What freaks me out the most is there's so many urban legends talking about these freaking reptilians. That motherfucker right there is not real, right? Like, everything that's going on in freaking Miami, like I think we can all agree that there's multiple dimensions, right? People having experiences on psychedelics where multiple people will take the same thing and they all go to another dimension and see the same thing. Like, how do you explain that? How do you explain that? Explain it to me, please. I'm going way too long with this and I haven't even freaking scratched the surface. But basically, we're just all here. Life is engineered to create this low vibrational energy. And what happens is when we die, when we go through that light tunnel, we're tricked into thinking, hey, you need to go back to Earth, there's more you need to learn, or there's karma you need to resolve, or, you know, there's a higher purpose that you need to do. And we come back, and it's the same thing. Listen, I'm a very spiritual person, very spiritual. I believe all of us as humans are connected. I believe you look at every major world religion, and there's commonalities, and that it's because it stems from this eternal knowledge. But this freaking scared the crap out of me. Because what if it's all just engineered to trick us? Anyways, I can dive deeper if you guys are interested, but if you're not, whatever. I'll just be sitting up at night, not being able to sleep.
This is like probably the 25th source that I've heard this from. And you keep hearing things from different sources that line up and all have the same details, and they just keep piling on top of each other, getting more interested and more interesting. And you know, the one thing that you pray for is wisdom and truth and guidance every day. You're putting 2 to 2 together. But one thing I can say is that I learned that they feed off of this negative energy. One thing you can do is starve them and feed the races, the ET races that feed off of light and good energy. Starve the bad ones, the negative ones. Keep those out of your vortex. And the ones that, the interdimensional creatures beyond this 3D that feed off of that goodness and want to, you know what I'm saying, keep it going, feed them, communicate with them. As far as the prison planet thing, I think that's true too. Like, but if you do this, keeping your vibration raised for a long period of time, then I feel like you burst out of this eggshell, which is your aura, and you graduate into a star or a higher level being. That's just a guess of mine. I don't know how much you gotta raise to get there. I don't know if you can get there. I don't know if it's just continual reincarnation. I don't know, but the most logical thing you can do is use your mind, use your soul, that will, to create heaven on earth as best as you can.
Appearing.
Well, the Greys are trying to create a sub-race that is a blend between human culture, the human race, and their race.
A kind of a hybrid Sith.
Exactly. They're not being very, very successful. And one of the things that they're trying to do is they're really looking for the soul. They don't understand the soul. They don't understand our extremes of emotions as well, because they're very, very different from us. There's experiments haven't been all that successful. There are a lot of emotional problems with that, with their, because what really makes a human being is our essence, is the spirit that animates the physical form. Well, there's also another factor, and that is that they actually feed off the energy. They're vampires.
The Zeta Reticulan Greys.
The Greys, right. They're vampires.
Is this where we get our vampire legends? A lot of our vampire legends?
I don't know about that. I don't know if that has to do with it. I don't really know. I wouldn't be surprised, to be perfectly honest with you. But they feed off the energy. They can even bottle the energy and use it for later times. They're also stealing the vital bodies of human beings and storing it. So, I mean, they're just doing some really horrific things here that other races just simply wouldn't conceive of doing.
Now, are you familiar with Salvador Freixedo?
No, never heard of it.
Yo, that video that he had and he was chasing them down, that joint looked real. Like, it looked really real. Like, I'm trying to think of a way that can be faked, but that looks very real. I mean, these things do exist, and we got so many of these phones. You think that it's not going to be one person that catch one?
State line of order zone? Okay, yesterday you told us you traveled, and I quote, thousands of light years to get here. Yes. Tell us the truth, or never be here. It is truth. I found enough. Future. Time. Space. All sense machine to So I take it aliens took over our future, right? So you're human. Okay, so you evolved from us. So what are you doing here now? How? Okay, so how about we concentrate on your time? Try me. Wait, so you know the meaning of life? What's the difference? So you know how the universe is created? So you've seen God? Okay, illuminate us. What happens when we die?
The Greys are one of the most well-known alien species in UFO lore and extraterrestrial mythology, often associated with abductions and experimentation on humans. They are typically described as small humanoids, around 3 to 4 feet tall, with smooth, gray-colored skin, large bulbous heads, and oversized black almond-shaped eyes. Their features include small mouths, slit-like nostrils, and thin, frail bodies with long limbs and 3 or 4 fingers on each hand. Reports suggest they communicate telepathically, lack emotions, and operate in a hive mind or collective consciousness. Believed to possess advanced technology, they are often linked to genetic experiments and space travel. Theories about their origins vary, with some claiming they come from the Zeta Reticuli star system, while others suggest they are interdimensional beings or future humans studying their past. Famous cases, such as the Roswell incident, 1947, and the Betty and Barney Hill abduction, 1961, have fueled speculation about their existence. Greys have left a lasting impact on popular culture, appearing in films, television, and conspiracy theories about government cover-ups, underground bases, and secret treaties. While skeptics attribute sightings to sleep paralysis, psychological phenomena, or media influence, believers view the Greys as evidence of an ongoing extraterrestrial presence involved in surveillance, genetic engineering, or contact with humanity.
Hey, yo, that first picture looked dumb real. But check out American Horror Story double feature, the second half. Damn, man, it's so on point and mind blowing. Like with all the hits, it's my God, yo.
Government's doing some weird experiment. This is my partner, Doug Heatker. All right, 3, 2, 1. Hi, my name is Randy Shepard, and this is my partner, Doug Heatker. Me and Doug, we are truth seekers, men of the people, and we're out here to kind of show y'all what's been going on. So I think the government's doing some weird experimentation out in the woods, kind of like, MK Ultra. Like, first I keep hearing these weird noises, these black trucks are driving up and down, and then a hiker went missing. So we're gonna make a little video documentation and kind of show everyone the truth. And
dude, how are we lost? You said you knew where we were going.
Dude, I said I knew the area. I've never been up here. I didn't expect this to go.
We need to start moving.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Dude, Doug, there's something over the trees over there. Dude, I swear I just saw something.
No, Randy.
Doug, why are you stopping? What?
There's something over there.
What are you talking about?
Oh, right there. Dude, go!
Keep going, Doug. Oh, man. I think it's following us. You see anything back there?
I don't know, man. I didn't sign up for this.
What the frick was that thing? Dude,
out here.
I knew the government was doing these experiments. I freaking knew it. I just didn't expect them to be like this.
It's your damn conspiracy.
Do you hear that, man? Oh my God! Doug? Doug? Oh man. I should have just left him. Should have left him. Doug? My name is Randy. I never meant for any of this to happen. Get away from me! Get away! Hey, get away!
No, it doesn't, because American farming income is going to go up. It's going to be a great thing for the economy.
They might use it as an entry to exporting chicken to us, which would be, you know.
No, we will be exporting chicken to the Chinese.
Can we buy a Chinese firm?
No, not right now.
Then why should they buy one of ours?
Why not?
Because we can't buy one of theirs. Open up the market.
Very, very well.
Yes, we have capitalism and we embrace it, and they
don't. They don't,
yes,
Clarice.
We have
market.
Very, very well.
Yes,
Clarice.
we have
we can't buy one of theirs. Open up the market.
Very, very well. Yes.
Hey, yo, I'm not gonna hold you. That was low-key scary. It almost gave me goosebumps. Like, my hairs started to rise. Like, I mean, one of their main agendas is to steal, kill, and destroy. I mean, I guess he was going against the agenda. He like, yo, man, shut the fuck up. He getting angry. That was scary.
So I seen that picture on the internet. The Baby's album dropping at midnight. Baby on Baby 2. I'm guessing this the album cover. I hope not, but it might be. But this him looking like this. But why? Something like a reptilian shape-shifting with a whole character, with a whole identity. Got his own flow, got his own characteristic, copying off us. Y'all think this fake. This what he look like behind the scenes. It is so easy to fool y'all because you've been programmed for a long time. The only way you gonna believe it when you see it for real. Y'all gonna be like, man, he just, hey, stop talking about the baby, stop talking about that. Somebody do something like this, man, and post as an album cover with no words or nothing. You sitting there looking like that in a creepy place like that. What you gonna think? You like, man, wrong there. Yeah, right. All right now. I won't.
Man, it looked like Hillary's flying solo that day. She must have won one of them foundation charity things. But if somebody made this up and like it's a CGI kind of thing, they went through a great length of effort to try to tell us something about her, try to defame her name. Either way, why? Makes you wonder.
Reptilians feed off our fear. Is that true?
The Greys do and the Orions do. The reptilians tend to live off the flesh. That's not an area I like to go into much. But according to the Andromedans, the last 25 years, the reptilians that are on the planet are responsible for over 30,000 children disappearing. I get in a lot of trouble when I talk in UFO circles about this. You can't talk about that, Alice. Why not? In Westchester County, New York, in the last 3 years, 5,000 children have disappeared without a trace. In New York? Westchester County, New York. Wow. George Andrews, E.T. Friends and Foes, he's got a huge section in his book on that. And nobody wants to talk about it. You know, denial is the dragon we all have to slay right now. It isn't Lucifer, it isn't Satan, it's denial. Denial of our own divinity and responsibility. Yes, sir.
Is it the missing people or children who disappeared, is it just Draconians or are there other races taking children just for other purposes to take them back?
Greys have done extensively taken children as well. A lot of them are on their motherships. A lot of the children were taken to Phobos, which is also an artificial satellite. And they've been experimented on. The planet as a whole, over 100,000 people a year vanish without a trace. On the planet. They figure 25,000 in the United States on an average. Just disappear without a trace.
What about adults? If adults, if they're free spirits, they can't touch you as free spirit, or can they?
As a free spirit.
In other words, the way I understand you're saying that some of these people can't bother you, you know.
They can't own your soul. They can't, you know, the soul's eternal, you know, but your soul's in this physical form.
Right.
You know, that's easy to carve around.
Well, who picks these up? I mean, not dragons, but these reptilians. Do they have people like us go away to these children? They sure can't come 8 miles up. They can't get them on the earth. I don't.
They have help.
They have help.
They have help. They have help. Yes, somebody on the surface is gathering the children and taking them to them. That's all I'm going to say, because I'll get in big trouble, especially now on video. Okay, but just think out the process. Take it apart, take the whole thing apart, and figure out how could they get there. And you'll come up with the answer. It's real plain. It's real plain. And who stands to benefit by giving them? Children. And they like children. Let's change to another subject. That's the one I don't like to deal with. Yes.
I've been hearing a lot about this the past, let's say, since like 2010, 2011. Yeah, mind-blowing. So what I heard was about 500 to 600,000 people in the U.S. alone go missing every year. All the distractions, he said denial is the first thing we gotta get over. All the distractions that we go through, war and media and all that, is all to distract us from people missing and children missing and some weird stuff going on. And the third thing is, I don't know if we can do anything about it because the highest people in the highest levels is the one giving them the kids. And I think they doing it because they got their backs against the wall because these beings are stronger than us. And
well, I think it's finally safe to say that guy you were on the train with, it was weird and smelled like beef tacos, he was right. Some of us are reptiles. That guy you went to that convenience store down in the south and he said, I swear to God, them reptiles is real, I seen them. He was also right. I'm here, baby. I ain't going nowhere.
This is
from several insiders now, the highest level stuff that I can give you. The reptilians have created these technologies, including these gigantic tankers. We're talking 2.5 mile long ships hovering in low Earth orbit, cloaked so you can't see them.
What's in them?
Mind control technology that is preventing us from having this spiritual shift. Our government, they now have the ability to shoot those tankers down. The problem they're having, George, is that it's not like a fader dial where you can kind of fade out the mind control. It's either on or it's off. So they haven't shot the tankers down yet, because when they do, you start to create whatever you think, manifesting your own reality in real time. And if you go into a panic, if you go into paranoia, you're going to actually see things, and the more that you fear them, the more they're going to appear. Our government knows that this is going to happen if they take these tankers down, and they're very, very concerned about it.
Why don't we just redo the education system, and instead of teaching elementary school kids, you know, after reading and math, basically useless information that they don't have to use in their real life, and start teaching them from the ground up the structures of our mind, and also teach adults the same stuff, and you know what I'm saying, give it a lot of time to really put this information out there. And if you don't get it, you don't get it. To be honest, I don't know. Because what if enough people don't get it and then they ruin it for everybody else? I don't know, but I think the power of positivity will always beat negative, but let's see.
You ever wonder why there's so many homeless people in Los Angeles? Welcome to an episode of Things They Don't Want You to Know in This Universe. There's so many people, homeless people in Los Angeles. And yeah, Skid Row's a thing. But did you know that one of the biggest reptilian facilities is in Los Angeles, underground, right beneath the Hollywood Walk of Fame, around that whole metropolitan area? They disguise themselves as homeless people. And they disguise themselves to live their true form and hide out in the tunnels. So be very wary of who you're interacting with in Los Angeles when it comes to these homeless people, you know? And unless you have the act of discernment, pray over that, do your spell work over that. Unless you have the act of discernment, you could be exchanging money and exchanging food with a reptilian, and now they have some of your stuff. Be very careful. There's many different placements around the United States of America, around the world actually, but we're talking about America. Underground Los Angeles are where you will see, or even above ground Los Angeles, you will see a lot of homeless people that are in disguise. Things they don't want you to know.
That's crazy. I know.
Take the Queen Mother as an example. What happens when they shapeshift? I mean, what do you see?
You start to see changes happen, and they're happening so fast that it's almost, it's the closest thing that I've seen to it is what they're now doing with computer technology. It's just a literal transformation that happens very quickly, and they get taller and they get bigger, and they don't look at all as reptilians like they do as humans, and thus the wearing of the robes, because if they were in clothes, the clothes would be torn apart.
You feel the very moment you feel the presence of this gray being, it's different than anything else that you have ever experienced on this planet.
How?
They irradiate a certain frequency. Every one of us does. But while we are in an environment where this resonancy or this frequency is, you know, kind of mild. You might be in a place where someone with a strong presence comes in and you feel that presence, but it's not overly shocking. You can also feel a friendly, you know, frequency, just as we do right now. But in the moment this gray being enters the room, it's a strong, crisp frequency that your body reacts to very heavily.
And did it feel like it was dangerous?
Yes, it feels like one is hardly able to sustain that situation.
So what happens?
Nothing at all. Not in the first meeting, because it was meant to become, you know, aware of the feelings. A lot of meetings in the first place were just to get used to that intense feeling. The very moment
As you can see on the tape, the being eventually starts to medically flag, if I can use the whistleblower Victor's terminology, and he is then attended to by the medical staff. And Victor tells us that the medical staff in S2 and S4, are more chosen for their ability to keep secrets than their medical knowledge. And again, I have been in contact. I have the names of the two doctors that are going to be on either side of this beam. On the bottom, you're going to see DNI/27. That is the Department of Naval Intelligence. According to Richard Doty, there's like a conga line of different agencies waiting to insert their questions to this beam in the 2-hour-long interview. The interviews are conducted about once a month.
What did you start to piece together from people who were in the room? And so when we say hoaxed video, I think you're saying that was what the assumption you had going into this, that this was hoax. That was sort of the media speculation about this. Now you've proven and taken it to the United States Congress, which, by the way, they're about to hold a hearing on this next week. And I think that this is, if I'm not mistaken, is going to be a big piece of this. And other whistleblowers are now confirmed to be coming forward to Congress next week. Civilian whistleblowers who are going to be testifying of the things that they've been a part of.
So humans traveled to an unknown planet called Serpo to learn from aliens.
Yeah, 12 people.
And they kept it hidden?
Oh yeah, it was a classified mission by the U.S. government. In 1965, 12 American soldiers boarded an alien spacecraft and left Earth on a 10-month journey to Serpo, a planet in the Zeta Reticuli star system.
A whole new world.
Yes. Serpo was different, to say the least. These beings, the Ebens they were called, were humanoid in shape, but not quite like us. Larger eyes, and get this, they used telepathy for communication. The humans didn't go there for just tourism. They went to study, to dive deep into Eben technology, their advanced spacecraft, and even their medical techniques. You see, these Ebens had tech that could change everything back here on Earth. Imagine learning propulsion systems, energy sources we can't even dream of, and medical knowledge that could rewrite our science books.
And you said they spent 13 years.
Exactly. They spent 13 years on Serpo, observing, analyzing, and absorbing Eben knowledge. Their aircraft alone. Imagine something that could jump between star systems without a hitch, and their energy technology, clean, limitless, far beyond anything we have. And get this, the Ebens could even heal in ways that seem like magic to us. They shared it all. But, out of the 12, only 8 returned. 2 died on Serpo, and 2 chose to stay behind, to keep learning and living among the Ebens. The ones who returned, they brought back insights that could have changed humanity's future, but were buried, hidden by the government. Those who returned, they lived out their days under new identities, forbidden from sharing any of it.
Buried by the government. That's like the story of the past 25 years, man.
The moon was brought here 12,000 years ago. Our moon is in fact an artificial satellite. It is not a real planet. It can literally leave our orbit underneath its own power. According to the Andromedans, it was brought here from Ursa Minor, from a star system called Chauta that had 21 planets in it. It belonged to the 17th planet and it was one of 4 moons. Now, there are ruins all over it. The map is there. There are some pictures there. There's a lot more, which I don't have today. But it will be coming out. This is why the Apollo astronauts stopped going back. It's because there was somebody already there. They were told not to go back. This information is out there. Okay, our moon is 9.1 billion years old. 9.1 billion years old. It is in fact older than the Earth. Okay, it is many of the materials that have been found on the moon, minerals, don't exist on our planet. The moon did not belong to part of the Earth. It was brought here, literally. Our solar system has 8 artificial moons in it that were brought here, that can literally, underneath their own power, leave our solar system. And there are beings living on it. Now, the upper echelon of the world government know this. They've known it for a very long time. But they didn't want us to know because of the element of power. And we'll discuss that. Now, Earth has been colonized off and on for many hundreds of millions of years. The first race to actually chart our planet was a group from Alpha Draconis. They are reptilian beings. They're anywhere from 7 feet to 22 feet tall and can weigh up to 1,800 pounds. And they don't like human beings. Not here, not anywhere. They were the very first to chart it. They were also the very first to actually have a small colony here 809 million years ago. Now, one of the very first colonies or places that was colonized on the planet is North America, what we now call the United States. There are approximately, today, 1,833 of these reptilians still existing inside the planet. They have lived here for thousands of years. They live thousands of years. Their bodies are not like ours. They live anywhere from 100 to 200 miles beneath the surface. This is where they are. And it's all over. The planet is honeycombed with tunnels and caverns. There are approximately 18,000 what we know as grays between here and our moon, from underneath to the surface of the planet and the moon. Now, the grays. The grays originally came from Zeta Reticuli 2. I'm giving you the Andromedan perspective. I'm not here to challenge anybody else's information. I'm here to tell you their perspective. The grays came from Zeta Reticuli 2. They left there 892,000 years ago. They got trapped in a war called the Orion War, which lasted 600,000 years. It was a galactic war between reptilian forces and human beings. What happened was they were captured by a group in Orion, the constellation of Orion, which is Rigel, Beltrax, Ursa Major, Ursa Minor. They were genetically altered there. Many of the females of their species were killed, so they could not reproduce, so they could control the race. They also genetically altered them so that their sexual organs would become atrophied, and eventually they just wouldn't be there because they weren't being used. Now, the Greys, at the same time this was going on, decided that the emotional part of themselves, of their personality, was their weakest link. So they literally bred or thought out the emotional part of their bodies, of their character. Which is why they have no emotion. They're robots. Today, there are approximately 2,100 actual Greys, actual physical Greys, that have a soul, that are part of the original race, the lineage of the original race, in our solar system. All the rest, virtually every single one that are doing the abductions on people, are clones. They're robots. They're not. They don't have an essence. They don't have a soul in them. They're robots. Does everybody follow me so far? Okay. The Greys have a problem. They're dying. This is why they basically are here. Now we, as a planetary race, offer them a great opportunity to possibly save their race. But it isn't working. And I'll explain why that is. The moon was brought here 12,000 years ago.
The reptilians cause a crisis. That's their pattern. They create a crisis, and then they come in and say, that's terrible, how did that happen? As if they don't know. They were the ones who did it in the first place. But they don't tell the people. And then they say, well, we can take care of it for you, but sign here. Now, the reason they do that is there's another group that's very active in the solar system that we call the Galactic Federation of Worlds, which is very positively oriented. The trouble with them is that they're really hung up on this thing of non-interference with respect to free will. So if Americans sign an agreement with free will allowing reptilians to have a large underground city presence under, for example, Area 51, which we did a huge study on Area 51, the Galactic Federation of Worlds will say, they did it themselves. We can't interfere. We can't interfere with their free will. So the reptilians are very careful about not inviting intervention with the Galactic Federation of Worlds. They would lose because the Galactic Federation of Worlds has a huge presence in this solar system. In terms of the overall galaxy, the Galactic Federation of Worlds is not strong enough to knock out the reptilian presence in the galaxy. But in this solar system area, their presence is so heavy, they would win. And the reptilians realize that they have to play off the Galactic Federation of Worlds, and they do that. So whenever you've seen crisis after crisis after crisis, on Earth, we have found that there's reptilians behind almost every one of those things.
And if that's true, it would help explain why there's so much of this evil that still exists in our world. It does make sense that it connects back from somewhere else that's controlling through fear and opposition and war and conflict. And it
sounds like the Galactic Federation operates off of universal law, but it sounds like the snake people slither their way and manipulated around it. Just still fucked up.
EBE-3 was held captive by secret government agents in a military unit in 1964. He was initially reluctant to reveal information, but after being subject to torture, he slowly began to open up. He revealed that he was a descendant of humans, and that his planet of origin was Earth. He also revealed future knowledge of the universe and the nature of life, revealing the fact that there were infinite universes, and ours was, by chance, one that could support life. Furthermore, all living beings shared the same life, separated by what the humans called death. EBE-3 also revealed humans would go almost extinct as a result of nuclear war, and the few who survived would become EBE-3's ancestors, eventually evolving into what EBE-3 is in his current time. Despite continuously revealing invaluable information, his interrogator would continuously torture him for even more. EBE-3 eventually revealed that nuclear war would be started by a human male, just over a half-century from 1964. He would become the leader of the United States briefly and exploit primal and tribal instincts in the people. He also revealed his reason for traveling back to this point in human history was to gather lost historical evidence that was lost as a result of this nuclear war. However, his plan had been disrupted by his capture. EBE-3 also revealed another threat to human existence: artificial superintelligence. And that two things in parallel would make up this threat. First, weaponized propaganda, and second, a creation of a simulation that would weaken our will for life.
Draw a small gray.
Small gray. Damn.
Are these the aliens that you've seen? That is not gray.
No, but
Which ones do you see?
yeah, these right here, the small gray. They have a little slippery mouth.
How do they breathe?
They have nostrils, but they don't.
Do they breathe oxygen?
Yes, they can breathe oxygen. The atmosphere on their planet is very similar, but it's a binary star system, so they have like two suns, and which makes the air a lot drier. Their skin is their bones are more fragile than ours. But they kind of.
So I can fucking.
They kind of look like that.
They don't want to fuck. What's their body look like?
Their bodies, well, I've only seen.
Do they walk around naked? Do they wear clothes? What do they do?
The chicks have boobs.
How do they
on
fuck?
their home planet? I'm pretty sure. I don't know. Now, see, they didn't. I'm reading this that exchange program that Steven Spielberg explained at the end of Close Encounters of the Third Kind was really close to
Draw a female up there because I want to see if I fuck it.
Well, I don't know. They look the same.
When the special sport comes down, how do you tell a male from a female?
You're born.
They got fun bags.
No, not from what
Who they fuck?
Actually, EBE-1 is a female. The one, was a female. She actually
Draw the other one. This is the gray. Draw all three of them.
Do the girls have?
Because I want to know which one I want.
The reptile ones.
Which one I'd fuck.
And then there's the other one interspecies, actually a clone. These things created a clone, which looks something similar, but it has a large pointy nose.
They cloned?
They have large pointy noses, but they pretty much.
And you said they live among us, huh?
There was another incident called the. What was it? Hangar number 4 incident.
Good word.
Okay. Hangar number 4. And these right here are the tall whites, and they're actually a clone created by the small grays.
Are they
They're like servants.
What's the angry ones look like? The reptile ones that you were talking about.
Fucking bad. The ones that we're gonna be fighting.
Yeah, they have small eyes.
Yeah, we actually saw those in Battle LA.
They have small eyes
in their
and
they cut open their stomachs and found
They got
out
weapons?
They didn't have a heart, just a core.
They have weapons.
They're kind of like an onion.
Do they have weapons?
They have
layers.
But it's okay. She's a veterinarian. Are they evil?
The alien ones
or not?
They look like reptiles, not gunmen.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. This is a very bad drawing, but
They look pretty good to me.
This is dudes on land and lost, right?
How tall are those motherfuckers right there?
These guys right here, and they're all humanoids, so they both walk on 2 legs. They all walk on 2 legs.
Well, I don't want to fuck that thing.
And this thing right
It's the
here,
best thing, and they'll go like the fucking first one. I'd probably fuck
this
this.
this thing right here is huge. They're actually they're taller than us. They stand about 6 foot something on an average to 7 foot.
Are they like 230?
They're huge. I don't know, but
They're gonna fuck me
the
up.
one image that I have seen of them, they're huge.
Sound like they was trolling him a little bit, but the fact they just keep asking questions and keep, like, you know what I'm saying, he must have been a higher rank than them, and he must have told them, like, yo, this is what really happened, because he doesn't seem like he trolling himself. He seemed like he did serious, and, you know what I'm saying?
We're told a lot of different things. And right now, for this presentation, none of that actually matters. Because what matters is who we are now and where we are now. And here is a very advanced civilization coming back to Earth and saying, we want you to know that virtually everything you've been told about yourself is bunk, is a lie. That you are in fact spiritual beings and you are genetic royalty. Okay? If you get nothing else out of this presentation, please take that with you. Okay? There is nothing unforgiving about you. There is nothing unloving about you. There is nothing totally humbled about you. You are genetic royalty. All you have to do now is embrace that, embrace who you are as a soul, and stand up in power and in self-responsibility. Be the leader that you are. Okay? And you're all leaders. And this is one of the huge differences between what's happening on our world and what's happening in extraterrestrial worlds, ET civilizations, excuse me, is that every single one of their people is raised and trained to be a leader. No followers. No followers. No president. And the people, no. In the Andromedan world, any one of their people, any one of their children could be the president. Anyone. Because they all have the same knowledge. They practice what is called the law of consistency. Okay? Every child, regardless of man or woman, or handicapped, every child learns everything their parents know. Everything the scientists know. Nothing is withheld from them in any way, shape, or form. The children go to school, which would be equivalent in our world, 150 to 200 years, where they learn all the sciences. They learn to do everything that is required in their culture, in their society. They can choose to do and be anything that they want, as long as they contribute. That's technology, that skill, that commitment, that intent to the society. They're given everything they need. Nothing is withheld. They would never, ever think to create television to babysit their children. It would never happen. Everything is geared towards evolution of the soul, spirituality, and the advancement of their race. That's the law of consistency. Okay? They do not dumb down their population, which is something we need to stop doing here on our planet. There is technology.
So basically what he said was, before I started recording, what he said was they want us to take responsibility for our doing in the subjugation of our race. And just taking a look at what was told upon, let's just take a moment to reflect into what we do to add to that and look at the man in the mirror and, you know, change his ways a little bit. Little Mike Jackson, you know what I'm saying? All right, so that wraps up 1 full hour of the creepiest, strangest, scariest alien TikToks I've seen in my life. Like, this one was a banger. Do your own research, you know what I'm saying? Draw your own conclusions. But at the end of the day, after watching this, if your mind is not reeling and racing, then maybe it's nothing here.